If you clicked on this video with no context, this is the third update in this series where I attempt to build a business that isn't my own. I have a dream to build the largest faith-based, community-centered business in Southwest Louisiana. But before I can do that, I'm going to build up my boss's business, because if I can do that, I figure that I can earn the knowledge and the resources to do it myself. I'm Nick, and this is week 3's update on my journey of learning, building, and setting up my dream step by step. To recap, my goal here, first and foremost, is to build up God's kingdom. He is my business consultant, period. I want to help people, and I want to build a community. End of story. Now, so far, I figured that the best way to do that is by running a profitable business that has a positive influence on the community. And once I do that, I can take that money and that positive influence and help people and do my part in fixing my little corner of the world. Now, the avenue and the pathway to as that happens is wildly flexible. I don't really care as long as we get there. So I guess we'll see what the Lord has in store. So far, I've spotted a bunch of different inefficiencies in the way that my boss handles his business. And sure, I'm sure I look like some arrogant little kid who's watched a few videos on YouTube and have studied and think that I can do everything better. But I think that there's some value that I can bring that shouldn't cost him much money, or any money for that matter, and that can still increase the amount of revenue that he brings in. If I can do that for his business, I will help him out, I will help his family out, I will help myself out, I will help all my coworkers out because we'll all have more money, maybe we can employ more people, and then I also help future Nick accomplish all of his goals in helping the future community. So today I'm going to touch up on the results that we have so far, the lessons and challenges that I've run into, and what we plan on doing next. All right, so first things first, the numbers, the metrics. I think last week we were at 17 reviews. We've only gone up 1, but it's, we just had a lot off of work because of Mardi Gras, and down here in Louisiana, we like to party. So now we've gone from 17 reviews to 18 reviews. We are now at an average of 3.9 stars, which is incredible. We have gotten 1 guaranteed new job, so that's 1 lead that we've actually closed on as far as my marketing efforts, and that's with consistent email and Facebook posts. Now, interestingly, we haven't actually asked anybody yet to buy anything. We've just been putting out small promotions or meet the team or did you know? So that's been kind of cool, and maybe I'll touch on that on the next steps. We have begun to warm up our audience to the fact that springtime is coming in. Pretty soon we're going to send out some packages, springtime packages, where we can redo your landscaping or redo your mulch, or springtime is here, so here's the big thing. Basically, we're going to have a small, middle, premium tier package, and we're basically warming up the audience to that through all of these efforts. We've begun to put together a referral package. Basically, I have everything typed out. All I have to do is get my boss to stamp his approval, and we'll send those out. And that's basically, hey, big businesses, refer us to your network and you get $10,000 or 10% of the contract that we closed. Basically that idea where if I had a machine that I put $1 in and it gives me $6 or $7 out, I want to put as much dollars into that machine as possible. So if I can give $10,000 to a client for referring me on a $60,000 job, I put $1 in, I get $6 out. So that's kind of the general concept. I think my boss likes that idea. He's kind of sold on it. So now we just have to implement that. So that's the numbers. We are at about 800 people on our email marketing list. We have grown that Facebook page to about 250 followers, and it's slowly growing. We have 1 confirmed lead that has come from the email marketing. And again, we haven't asked for a sale. We've just made ourselves aware. In 3 weeks, we have gone from 8 reviews and 2.5 stars to 18 reviews and 3.9 stars. We have a lot coming down the pipeline to improve that as well. And through all of these efforts, we have been upping our game, warming up our clients in terms of community relationship building, and basically getting primed for the springtime push on sales. All right, part 2, lessons learned and challenges that we've run into. Now, despite having a pretty baller relationship with my boss, it's actually been quite hard to convince him of things that are important. For instance, we have a tendency to basically shotgun and take on every single job that exists, period, no matter what they're paying or no matter what the profitability is. And I've had a hard time convincing the team that it would probably be more beneficial if we niche down and crank down on maybe 3 or 4, maybe even 2 or 3 really profitable services and primarily target those. Now, he has agreed so far that he's given me the list of the most profitable stuff. That way, when I do my email marketing and when I'm putting out Facebook stuff and when I'm asking for reviews and whatnot, we can make sure to focus on those few things. But as far as relationship goes, we have a great relationship, but it has really taught me the importance of selling the idea and to actually know what I'm talking about. Because a lot of what I'm doing so far is I see other people who are smarter than me put these systems and processes in place, and they 3, 4, 5x their business. And I'm trying to take those same principles and apply them. When the rubber meets the road, it's a lot more messy than it is on paper. So learning how to communicate that to my boss has been the biggest lesson learned, and the challenges that I'm kind of facing. But I have pretty good hopes, and really that comes down to me because I'm not doing a good enough job understanding and explaining these principles and actually implementing them and focusing down myself on the things that are most important. I have a tendency to just ramble and shotgun blast myself. So I'm learning on cranking down and actually focusing on the most impact things that we can do and convincing my boss of those small, most impact things in order to get results instead of trying to tell them every single idea under the sun and executing on all of them poorly. The next big piece is actually trying to make sure that my coworkers understand the importance of what we're doing. So these changes are coming, and I need to make sure that I'm not the guy who's coming in there pretending to be some big hotshot hero. In reality, all I want is for the business to do better so they can do better. So the hard part has been to give them that fire and passion and ammo and help them to see how the efforts and the changes that we're doing are actually going to be beneficial to them. So it's not just Nick and his mission and his dream, it's the business and the success of the business. And that success will actually genuinely help them and their families. And that success will continue to help future people. So their friends that they want to employ and those friends and those families, like the stuff that we are implementing can actually have a huge impact. And I believe that very strongly, which is why I don't mind working extra hours and putting in the extra effort, because I can see in the future the tangible reward that will come from that and the people that might be helped because of that. But trying to translate that to coworkers and build motivation is a little bit more difficult. But we're only 3 weeks in and we don't have that much tangible results yet. So I have a feeling that that's going to change the more we go into that. So biggest lessons learned is basically how to make myself not prideful and arrogant and instead be humble and actually do this work out of a heart of service to my boss, a service to his business, and a service to my coworkers, because I realize that if those things improve, that is the avenue to greater success and goodness for all of us. So being able to frame that in a context where it's not just about Nick making money or Mr. So framing that in a context where it's not about Nick making money or my boss making money, but the positive impact that we can have if we align ourselves to do good things for the business and for the community. All right, so moving forward, next steps. Like I said, let me check the time. Okay, yeah, let me stop. All right, so next steps, moving forward, what we're gonna do. Like I said already, I have learned that I really need to focus down on the things that have the biggest impact. What I've been seeing a lot recently, and again, this is from YouTube and other people that I'm studying. This isn't just my own knowledge because I'm not that smart. It's probably best first that we improve all of our existing client relations. We make sure that we have good systems, good processes, we do good work, and this is the big thing, we actually care about what we're doing. So I'm not trying to sell somebody on landscaping or sell the entire community on the drainage jobs that we're doing unless I think that it will actually help improve their lives and they can afford it. So I don't want to squeeze a few dollars out of a poor person who's already struggling to make rent. What I want to do is find the person who genuinely could use this service, and we can provide that service, and we are the best at providing that service, and it becomes a win-win situation where they get to support the business, we get to support them in their dream for what their house looks like and how beautiful that outside space is. By doing those things, I think that will have the most impact in the short term and the long term, really, on how we can grow the business. So next steps for the next week is pretty much to do what we've been doing. We're going to focus on those, warming up those clients and really making them the center of what we do. We're going to focus on getting more referrals, and we're going to really drive home those reviews. Actually, before we get into that, it's like a whole week into Lent and it's Sunday, so I'll be right back. Oh, so good. If you're curious, this is Weller, the original wheated bourbon, special reserve, so it's the green label. It's incredible. I love it. It was a Christmas gift, something like that. Ah. Maybe I should just have a whiskey tasting channel. Man, imagine getting paid to drink. Anyway, focusing on those customer relationships and really like warming up to those clients. I think that we're going to, no, I don't think, I know for a fact, we're going to focus in on some of our like best clients, especially those clients that have been with us the longest. They've provided the most like value to the business as the whole. They've supported us the most. And we're going to take those clients and do a spotlight campaign, basically talking about different businesses and pillars of our community that we have supported. And by showing that support, they get a little warm and fuzzy. They're more likely to refer us to other people, and we can really show just how much we care and how much we have done to serve different people. And it also shows the kind of work that we're able to do. Recently, for example, we've done like a $100,000 job on this one client that we've had for more than 20 years. So this client out of nowhere decided to invest in us, invest in her property, and we have been able to do job after job after job, from draining to landscaping to installing a brick wall to installing a patio. And by spotlighting her, we can really, first off, show our appreciation to her, but really spotlight and show off all the different things that we can do as a company for our clients. Next, getting those referrals, I am going to handwrite like 500 letters, and we're going to send them out to all of our clients. Intro, here's a personalized meat, M-E-A-T, meat of the message. Intro, meat of the message, and then a closing pitch. So basically, hey Susan, thank you so much for being with us for X amount of years. We've really enjoyed doing this specific job related to you and your house or your property. If you really enjoyed the work that we've done, you should recommend us to somebody else. Or who do you know that could benefit from these services? Would you mind recommending us, blah, blah, blah. Long-standing clients, handwritten message, thanking them for being super duper awesome, and then who do you know? So if I write 500 of those letters, I imagine we can get easily 50 to 100 leads. And because they're all warm, there's a higher chance of us closing or at least being on someone's radar for in the future and building that local brand up a little bit. Finally, number 3, really focus on getting those reviews. I ordered some door knockers, but they haven't come in yet. They got lost in the mail. And after every single job, every single recurring maintenance type stuff that we do, just slap that door knocker on there or door hanger, asking for a review, maybe signing it, writing a cute little note on the back. Once we get our reviews from, 18 and 3.9 stars to about 50, 60, 70, and we get that average of 4.6 or 4.7 or whatever, that would easily put us, without paying, at the top slot. So the top slot on Google that you can get without being a sponsored link. So hitting those 70, and once we hit that, we can really relax on that a little bit and just continue, make that part of our standard operating procedure so we can continue to get them, but relax on that a little bit and focus on some other things. Just to wrap all this up, just remember that we are playing the long game. We are focusing on building a brand awareness in our local community. We're focusing on fostering the relationships that we already do, continuing to give great service without overselling or over marketing. We want to under promise and over deliver and just build that incredible relationship with our clients I have a feeling that by playing that long game, and when I say long, I'm thinking like 2 to 3 months, maybe that's naive of me, but by doing that, once we have warmed that up really, we can really push heavy in the, hey, we have this offer, hey, we have this thing, hey, let's get these new clients. But right now our main focus is warming up the people, getting ourselves set for a bigger offer. I have a feeling it's going to go well. I have high hopes. Maybe it's because I'm optimistic, but it is what it is. If you're enjoying the series and you're excited to see more, stick around because I am stoked to see what happens here on YouTube and in my personal business career. I'm excited to help the world. I'm excited to follow the Lord's will. So stay tuned. God bless.